the University of the Visayas just recently joined the Community of Nations, and we are also currently celebrating the United Nations Day 2024 with the theme Decent Work and Economic Growth in the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028, complementing for sustainable development. Allow us to showcase some artwork made by our very own artistic students about how they foresee the development and economic growth of our country as our university is partaking with the United Nations.
We'll also interview one individual to ask their perception about the artwork. Hello, excuse me, sir. Good afternoon. Would you mind if we will ask you some questions regarding to the painting?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so based on the colors being used by the artist, how do they affect your mood or feeling?
The thing that I really like about this painting is the artist's choice of color. Well, you see, I really like the painting that has a combination color of yellow, green, and blue. And this color combination is giving me the sense of calmness. It also depicts with positivity. That is why I really like this painting. This is the color that I really wanted. I really want to see in a painting.
So, what rating will you give to this artwork from 1 being to the lowest and 10 being the highest?
I will rate this artwork as 10 out of 10 because it has a strong composition of the elements. It also uses wisely the color combination of each, and it also as you can see, the forest, it uses the color green. That is why it depicts the reality of the nature, and that is the one thing that I really love about this this painting. That is why I will rate this as 10 out of 10.
Okay, nice rate. So, another one question. What is your personal interpretation of the artwork?
So my personal interpretation of the artwork is that this artwork depicts a vision of sustainable future. The city space natural elements and the engineer figure suggest the harmonious progress and environmental consciousness. So in this picture, this man is the engineer, while the engineer envisions the future to be sustainable. That is why the engineer envisions to have a hydraulic pumps, the solar panels, and the windmills in order to have a sustainable future so we can protect our Mother Earth.
Okay, so another last question. Does the artwork change your views of reality?
To think of it, maybe yeah. We live now in the world where we encounter the problems involving the climate change. That is why these paintings affects my views to the reality, because come to think of it, how does future looks like when we are using a sustainable powers like the hydraulic pumps, the windmills, and the solar panels. So this painting affects my views in realities in a way that I view the world as a more sustainable in the future if we are able to use these type of sustainable developments.
Okay, thank you for your time, sir.
And that's it, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr.
Robles.
Mr. Robles, for giving us time to get your perception about this artwork. Now let's see about the other interviewer and their interviewee. It's your turn now, Sarah and April Joy.
Good day, everyone. My name is Sarah Abigail Bsnursing. My name is April Joy Eustachio Hagonoy, and we are here today to interview Mr. Brian Carretero about this artwork, what his interpretation of this. So we prepared some questions about these artworks, and Mr. Brian, I would like to ask, what do you think the artist trying to convey with this piece?
Based on my own understanding, I believe that the author is trying to emphasize about his artwork is all about the usage of renewable energy. Because as we all know, in today's society, many people are actually using nuclear energy or fossil fuels as the main sources of energy, which it can affect negatively into our environment. And so the artist who created this painting is trying to emphasize the usage of renewable energy, on which it cannot only affect our environment but also to have a sustainable sources of energy into our society.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Valverde. So here is another question. What is the underlying message or theme of this event?
I believe that the author is trying to give message to those who can see the painting is about, like, just like what I said earlier, is the usage or the amplifications or the applications of using renewable energy instead of and replacing those nuclear energy or fossil fuel energy or any negative usage or sources of energy, and to change those sources of energy into a renewable energy.
Okay, so for the last one, I would like you to rate this artwork from 1 to 10, being 1 the lowest and 10 highest.
And of course, not only the physical painting has a very nice strokes, or we can really tell that the artist itself is working hard in creating that masterpiece, but also the author also treasures about the message of his creation about the amplifications and the usage of renewable energy. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Valverde.
So this time we're going to introduce ourselves.
So I am Johanna Marisa Kamay,
And I am Crystal Bernas.
and we are here to introduce this student.
I am Nicole Dion Champo.
So is it okay for you that we ask a few questions about the art?
Yes.
So the first question is, what is your personal interpretation of this art?
I think this artwork represents future advancement of the technology.
So, based on the colors being used by the artist, how they affect your mood or feeling?
The colors used provides kanang wonder and awe for the viewers, and this painting symbolizes kanang new technology, not just underwater but for the new generation.
For the last question is, what is your emotional impact on this art?
This artwork gives me hope, and kanang I feel optimistic for the future generation that kanang it has better future.
Okay, thank you so much, Nicole. And that is all for our interview of these students. Back to you.
And lastly, let's ask our fellow Visayanyan. So, Mr. AJ, we have here a very beautiful painting and interesting painting. So, what is your personal interpretation for this artwork?
Well, in my case, since I am not a very much fan of art, but rather I am intrigued with this art. So, in my perspective, it talks about the political struggles of the global countries, and the global countries being illustrated here, this one, and also this right here, the outer portion of the art represents the ongoing struggles between the countries, such as wars and other political disputes, I think.
Thank you. Next.
Oh, sir, does the artwork change your view to reality?
Well, yeah, actually, in my perspective, in terms of reality, it really helps us to know that there are ongoing political disputes between countries, and such as wars between territories. And over this one, I think this is the part where they are claiming the ownership between what is the artwork being depicted. I guess so.
So, sir, what rate will you give to this artwork, from 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest?
Well, I am not a very much art critic myself, but rather I can see the intricate artwork being portrayed, so I guess I give it a 10.